Hey, y'all, Patrick here with Vetted. Thank you guys so much for joining. Okay, so David Grusch cannot go to a SCIF meeting in D.C., not for the reasons you've been thinking, okay? Apparently, he can't pay for a flight and a hotel to get out there on his own dime, and they can't afford, they don't have it in their budget to bring him out. So why am I saying this? What's going on? Where'd I hear this? So I saw on Reddit, there's a post. Let's jump in. From Disclosure Diaries. Okay, I'm going to put a link to this post. And it says, there's no reason Grusch can't come in and testify in a SCIF. Senator Gillibrand. It's on October 19th. All right. And I have the actual recording. Okay, it's not included in this post, but I have the actual recording. We're going to listen to that from her own mouth. But basically, let's jump into that. And so you see what I'm talking about. All right. So look, we're going to look at flights from DC. We're going to look at hotels, how much they cost, whatever. Let's figure this out for David Grusch, if that's really the reason, right? There's something weird going on here. That's just odd. We're also going to take a look at this clip from Senator Gillibrand, which I have shared before, but I thought it was relevant to all this. So let's jump in and find out what's going on.
So right now.
So again, this is journalist Matt Laslo from Askapol. This is behind a paywall, y'all. So I paid to get this for y'all so you guys don't have to do it. And we can hear it directly from Senator Gillibrand's mouth, what we're about to find out here.
Now there's reports that the House, they're going to be able to bring in Grusch and SCIF.
Oh, that's great.
Along with some other folks.
Oh, I'll try to get invited to that.
Yeah,
yes.
Will you?
Yes, I will ask to be invited. When are they doing that?
Well, they were promised it. Here's another story I'm working on.
But he lives in
So basically, Senator Gillibrand is saying, oh, I'll try to get invited to that SCIF, right, that's going on.
California.
She's saying he lives in California, but if you know from the video yesterday that I made about David Grusch's new interview, bombshell interview that I found that no one has reported on, okay, because it's a print-only newspaper. Check out the video that I posted yesterday. He lives in Colorado, not California.
Promised by Jim Jordan and his people. So if Jordan doesn't become speaker, the promise might become nullified.
There's no reason why he can't come in and testify in a SCIF. I mean, he spoke to,
I know, right?
He spoke to our intelligence staff at some point in time.
Have you had trouble, or have you been able to work it out?
He doesn't want to. He needs me to pay for his flight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a budget to pay for someone's flight or hotels. So I can talk to him on the phone, but then he can't tell me anything classified.
But maybe you can piggyback on.
Yeah, if the House has anything I can go to, I'll go. Who's?
Okay, so first of all, Matt, please put that audio through some post-processing and get rid of that background noise. That would be nice, especially for paid content. But anyway, whatever. He's traveling. He's got a lot of work to do. He's in there getting his stuff done. So, you know, we'll leave it how it is. Anyway, the post that Disclosure Diaries puts up, it's a little more right here. I get now why maybe he didn't use the recording. But let's look at what exactly was said. So, in case you couldn't understand in the recording. It says, Senator Gillibrand said, there's no reason Grusch can't come in and testify in a SCIF. I mean, he spoke to our intelligence staff at some point in time. Matt Laslo, have you had trouble or have you been able to work it out? Senator Gillibrand, he doesn't want to. He needs me to pay for his flight, and I don't have a budget to pay for someone's flight or hotels, so I could talk to him on the phone, but then he can't tell me anything classified, right? So you got a couple things there that, you know, we haven't discussed. One is Senator Gillibrand's now going to try to attend this SCIF meeting that David Grusch is not going to be at. I made a video about that too, right? And now we know why. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But that his documents, they're going to go over his documents and research, but not necessarily have him there. You telling me someone, a part of this, can't pay for a flight for Grusch? Okay, if Grusch can't pay for it himself, Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp, you seen those guys' houses? They can't help him out here. Jesse Michaels, that guy's got a lot of money, right? Followed him around. How about pay for a flight for him? You made a lot of money on the video, right, that got posted on YouTube. I bet Jesse just doesn't know about this. I bet people just don't know about this, to be honest with you. Maybe Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp don't know. I don't know. But they were saying, like, no, his security got, security was revoked. There was all these reasons going around about why he couldn't get in a SCIF. And they didn't do it at the hearing. He offered to do it at the hearing, and they didn't get it done. They couldn't get it done. They said they got denied a SCIF, right? Again, there's just a lot of different stories floating around. But Senator Gillibrand saying that, hey, he can't pay for his flight, and we don't have the budget for it either. First of all, that's BS. What do you mean you don't have the budget for it? I mean, you can't find a little money in there to bring this whistleblower in who's, crazy. The stuff that he's claiming, if it's true, like, that is totally worth. She should be paying for it out of her own pocket, if I'm being honest, right? How much money has she made from being a senator, off the back of being a senator? I'm so mad in so many different ways at this, at a lot of different people. And not at Grusch. I saw some of the Reddit comments where people are just like going after Grusch. Well, maybe he's some shady about him now. Something going on, Was he making six figures? All of this. The guy doesn't have a job anymore. Okay. And clearly he's not trying to profit off of all of this, right? So he's not out there making book deals and documentary deals and all these deals. I mean, at least not of yet. So this is just mind-boggling to me, y'all. Honestly, absolutely mind-boggling. I can't even believe it. But disclosure, I said I haven't seen anyone post about this, despite it happening 4 days ago at this point. Well, I'll tell you why. Look, it's got 3 likes, 4 comments, 1 retweet or whatever on here. You got to get behind a paywall to even listen to this, and the audio is just atrocious. No offense to Matt. I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but the audio is atrocious. And you could definitely clean that up pretty easily, to be honest with you. A lot of that stuff, post-processing, is automatic. Anyway. Okay, so real quick, let's take a look at some flights. Okay, he lives in Colorado, not California. Maybe he has a place in California too. If he's got 2 places, he could definitely afford a flight. And if you notice the interview that yesterday I covered, okay, if you haven't checked it out yet, okay, he's in County Highway, right, the Republic of Occluded Facts, okay, where is it? Okay, right there. In the interview that I read out on that video, so please check it out. They talk about going to this like fancy bistro and ordering all this food and all this stuff. Okay, just save some money from going out, Mr. Grusch, if that's what it is, right? Just don't go out to eat, or maybe the other guy paid for it. The writer might have paid for that meal, Walter Kern. I guess that's possible. But let's just look at some flights here. Okay, flights are cheap. I just put November. Few days in November, even on a weekend to see. And I looked at a lot of different, times, December, October, November, right? All these different times. They're roughly the same price. I mean, you can literally get flights from $103, $108, nonstop too. Okay. 338, right? $400. Let's just say 400 is the top, right? 103. DC hotels, roughly you can get them cheap. 100, 115 a night. He only needs to go 1 night, 2 nights, right? You could get this trip from cheapest, okay, a few $100s up to $800, $900. Okay, you start adding in food, some Ubers. All right, maybe $1,000, maybe $500, $600 to $1,000. That is totally possible to save up on and for people to chip in. I mean, I know tons of people who'd be willing to chip in. Shit, I'm sure our team would be willing to just pay for the entire thing for him, right? We will fly him out. David Grusch, if you're watching this, we will fly you out, dude. We'll fly you out, put you in a hotel. Don't have to grant an interview or nothing like that. Nothing like that has to happen just for that to happen, right? Now, don't need to hold something over your head in order for you to get this flight. But, I mean, this is crazy. This can't be the reason that David Grusch has not gone into a SCIF is because of a flight. Senator Gillibrand doesn't have it in her budget, and Dave can't afford it. I don't, there's something here. Is that real? Is that right? I mean, does he have a place in California? Does he live in California? I thought it was Colorado, right? I don't know. This is crazy. Or did she just burst the bubble on where he lives in California, but he's been trying to make it seem like he lives in Colorado, right? That would also suck to have that out there. So I don't know. This is nuts, y'all. This is absolutely, this just cannot be the reason. So apparently Disclosure Diaries has emailed Ross Coulthart to find out what's going on and see if we can get him a flight. But I just cannot believe that that's the reason, right? Senator Gillibrand, there's no budget. The amount of money we spend on nonsense for the government, and we can't get this guy a flight out there. Something is going on, y'all, okay? This is crazy. I'm not saying it's from David Grusch, but something is going on. I mean, that literally cannot be the reason, right? He needs me to pay for his flight and hotel. Okay, and what's wrong with that? Why does he have to fly himself out on his own dime? Let's just put it that way, right? This committee is committed, right, to getting to the truth, right? Isn't that the deal? Well, wait till I show you this. Again, some of you have seen the channel. You might have already seen this video, but Senator Gillibrand is trying to get to the truth, right? Can't afford to get this guy out there. Well, maybe because she doesn't really believe in him. Mind you, Senator Gillibrand is the one that started the UAP task force. Okay, she commissioned this task force. David Grusch was a part of it, did his investigation, and found what he found. So just keep that in mind as you watch this video.
Pilots were very upset because they kept running into these drones.
Okay, this was reported August 14th. So this is after the hearings, y'all. After the July hearings with David Fravor, David Grusch, Ryan Graves.
And other aircraft that they were really worried that they would crash into. And they kept giving the DOD the data, the videos, the information, and saying, what's going on? This is a UAP. You got to do something about it. Whose is it? What is it? And in some instances, they retaliated against the service members, the pilots, and said, you're just crazy about aliens, and, we're not going to take you seriously anymore. And it ruined their careers. Well, I was chair of the personnel subcommittee, and I said, that's not acceptable. These are men and women who are serving bravely for our country, and they're just reporting what they see. You need to look at it and analyze it and figure out whose it is. Well, we set up the office 3 years ago.
Pay attention to that. So she's saying, yeah, hey, these military guys are seeing people, are seeing things, right? We should respect them. All right, pay attention to those comments.
We fully funded it in the defense bill. And this is fascinating because we don't know who's making these types of aircraft. I'm sure some of it's China. I'm sure some of it's Russia. And I'm sure some of it's Iran. They are at the forefront of drone technology. We already know one weather balloon was Chinese. And they're spying. They're spying on our bases, on our nuclear sites, and overhead. So I made this office. I created it. It's up and running.
You make this office. It's up and running. You created it.
The DOD, we fully funded it because they didn't even want to fund it. And we will get...
Part of those funds you can't get David Grusch out?
Bottom of it. But did anybody watch the hearings last week? We had some strange testimony. We had some pilots say, we saw this craft. It's a Tic Tac. Here's the video. It had strange flying patterns. We don't understand what it was. Those pilots should not be discriminated against. That information's there.
Pay attention. Okay? She's saying respect. Those pilots should not be discriminated against.
And then the second guy, I think, was in Navy intelligence, and he said, well, I was...
That guy that was part of the thing you commissioned. Okay? David Grusch worked for the UAP task force that you got going, that you got the money for. Not just this guy. He's essentially, by, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, he's essentially working for you.
Charge of looking at all the existing UAP programs, and I talked to everybody I could and found out what I could. And I talked to a bunch of people who said, not only do we have a program, but it's super secret, and we have dead aliens, and we have crashed aircraft. I don't know what this is. They will.
So they're just laughing at him right here. It just said, hey, we got to respect them, shouldn't be discriminated against, yet we're going to sit here and laugh at them. Just a disgrace. So I don't know how far we can trust Senator Gillibrand of what she's saying. Does she understand? Is it all connected? I get they got a lot on their mind, right? But remember, they make a lot of money off of being a senator, not just from the pay we give them, right, that comes from us as citizens, okay? These elected government officials, really, we put them in office, we pay their salaries, and then they make deals on the side from being a senator, and they personally profit off of it. We're talking millions of dollars, sometimes tens, hundreds of millions of dollars. And this woman can't pay for a flight and a hotel for this guy to come out?
Tell me about it. I cannot get to the bottom of it. I cannot get any data and information. So we don't know if it exists. We don't know if that's real.
You don't know if it's real because you won't pay for a flight for the guy to come out in the SCIF meeting and give you the stuff he says he has that tells you where it's at. You could know. But it just sounds good to go here and laugh and look at these guys just laughing over here, right? So you could do these front porch little meetings and get paid for it. You know, they get paid to go speak some places. It's just infuriating.
Individuals will have to testify in front of the ARROW office. So far, whistleblowers have been reluctant to testify.
I wonder why, because you laugh at them like this, right? You laugh at them like this. Sorry, it just angers me. We can't ask these people to come out and testify and tell us these things and then laugh about them. But in the same breath say we need to respect them and not discriminate. Just politicians in a nutshell, y'all.
ARROW office gets part of the Department of Defense. They're afraid of retaliation. They're afraid of...
You're literally retaliating against him right now, and how you're dismissing his stuff to these people that are watching and laughing. Right? You think they're going to take it seriously now of how you put it?
Of lots of things that they cannot come forward. So we made sure in the ARROW provisions that it has a whistleblower protection. We made sure that if you sign a non-disclosure agreement that you can come forward and share your testimony. But how many people saw Oppenheimer?
Okay, I'm not really want to listen to any more of her. Anyway, guys, I don't know. What do y'all think? Let's listen to this last thing one last time and just end on that.
So right now there's reports at the House they're going to be able to bring in Grusch and SCIF.
Oh, that's great.
Along with some other folks.
Oh, I'll try to get invited to that.
Oh, she says, so there's reports at the House that they're going to be able to get David Grusch and SCIF, which again, not correct. Okay, we reported on that. That's not what's happening. They're not meeting with David Grusch, just the stuff he provided.
To that.
Yeah,
Yes.
will you?
Yes, I will.
And she's like, oh, I'll try to get invited to that.
I will ask to be invited. When are they doing that?
Well, they were promised it. Here's another story I'm working on.
But he lives in California.
Those dates are out, so you can check that out. Tim Burchett posted that of when those dates are. One at the end of October, here coming soon, and then in November.
Promised by Jim Jordan and his people. So if Jordan...
Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. I'll put a link to Tim Burchett's tweet about that. So I tell you what, real quick, let's look that up. I think it's his personal one. Oh, geez, Manelli. I don't know if it's his personal one. Okay, clearly it's, let's see if it's his official account here. Oh, there it is, right there. October 19th, he tweeted out, a SCIF has been booked for members of Congress to meet with the Inspector General of the Department of Defense and the intelligence community to discuss UAPs in a classified setting. Dates for the meetings, October 26th. All right. So I'll be doing a video on that if we get some information, and then November 16th. All right, so there you go.
Jordan doesn't become speaker, the promise might become nullified.
There's no reason why he can't come in and testify at a SCIF. I mean,
I know, right?
He spoke to our intelligence staff at some point in time.
Have you had trouble, or have you been able to work it out?
He doesn't want to. He needs me to pay for his flight.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a budget to pay for someone's flight or hotels. So I can talk to him on the phone, but then he can't tell me anything classified.
So there you go. Just absolute BS, y'all. I'll put links to all of this. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Patrick with Vetted. Remember, every day's a gift. We'll see what happens with David Grusch, y'all. All right.